Alright, next up, we have the duplicate operator. The duplicate operator is an incredibly powerful one. Consider a scenario where you have a list of restaurants within your neighborhood in a Google Sheet. Something like this. And you want to write the name of your neighborhood to each row to allow for better categorization. The way to do this would be to take a list of locality names, which in my case is Vancouver, and write that to the restaurant city column. I can then run the flow and go back to the Google Sheet. But we notice a problem here. There's only one occurrence of Vancouver that shows up, and we need a lot more. So one way to fix this would be to modify this list with more copies of Vancouver. But the problem with this is I don't actually know the number of restaurants that I have off the top of my head, and maybe I don't want to calculate either. So let's take a look at a much more elegant solution. Here, I have a similar flow that's using the duplicate node. It takes in upwards of two inputs, list size to match, and the item or items that are to be duplicated. In our case, we want to duplicate Vancouver, so that gets passed in as input 1. We want to duplicate Vancouver the same number of times as the number of restaurants in our Google Sheet, and so we pass in the list of restaurant names as the list size to match. Finally, we can take output 1, which would be the duplicated list of Vancouver, and pass that into the restaurant city. Let's now run the flow and go back to the sheet. We see that Vancouver was duplicated the correct number of times and written to the sheet.